Hello everybody and welcome back. If you are like me and you had a lot of big hopes for summer with a lot of travel plans, then I'm sure you're a little bit disappointed. Like many people, I think that we are all living retroactively by checking out our past trips. And so today I wanted to take you on one of our past trips from last summer. Last summer we had the opportunity to visit Halifax, Nova Scotia and some of the surrounding areas. Nova Scotia has definitely been one of my favorite trips because I definitely want to explore more of Canada, and that just gave me even more desire to do so. The video I posted last year is all about how I story on my travels, but I never told you a ton about Nova Scotia, so that's what we're doing today. So let's rewind to last August. If you didn't already know, Nova Scotia is on the east coast of Canada, right on the water, so of course they have amazing seafood. Sorry vegans, but if you go, you definitely have to try it. The morning after we arrived, we walked up and down the waterfront. There were so many cute cafes, cute nooks. It was just all cute. I had a blast. And if you go, the waterfront is definitely one of the main attractions. And from there, we actually also hiked up through downtown. It is quite the hill up. But we also visited one of the most famous landmarks in Nova Scotia, the Citadel. If you are into army, history kind of things, definitely check it out. It was pretty cool to see. After visiting the Citadel, we hiked back down that hill to the waterfront and we caught a ferry. We are on the ferry. We just left Halifax. We're arriving in Dartmouth. It was a very quick ferry ride, and when we got off, my heart just skipped a beat because the walkway up into the downtown area is just covered in green and lined with flowers, and as a prairie girl, just really gets my heart aflutter. We were able to explore Dartmouth and see all of the amazing murals, check out a lot of the local shopping. We ate at the canteen. The dishes were beautiful, the space was super cute, and I definitely recommend going there. I also want to give Canteen a shout out because right now during this time they're actually operating as a community kitchen and providing meals for some other people in need, and I just think that's super amazing. So go check them out, support them, donate if you can, I guess. At the time of our trip, I was not so much of a matcha girl. I was still very much a coffee girl. I still enjoy a cup of coffee, but while we were there, we stumbled across this super cute cafe called Good Luck Cafe. I loved their branding, and of course we grabbed a little drink to warm us up because it was a bit of an overcast day that day. As someone with a very big sweet tooth, I still had to get some ice cream. So we checked out this bubble waffle place, and my cone was a bubble waffle with ice cream and cotton candy. Definitely hits the spot if you have a sweet tooth like me. Of course, when you are in Nova Scotia, you can't not visit Peggy's Cove. It is iconic. So the next morning, we woke up super early to attempt to catch sunrise. We finally made it to Peggy's Cove. We were trying to wait it out for the fog because it is so foggy. We wanted the lighthouse to clear up and it's so misty. It's like 1,000% humidity. And so we sat in the car, we were waiting it out because we were hoping it would clear up, we would get some color, some nice light. But the longer we waited, the thicker the crowds got. So we hopped out and we tried to make the most of it. And even though it wasn't as epic as we had hoped, I actually really love the photos we got there. I think they're super unique and I am a huge fan. While we were in Nova Scotia, the humidity was crazy in general, but especially during these foggy photos, it really did a number on my hair. We've got about an hour to an hour and a half drive from Peggy's Cove to Lunenburg. So I'm lucky because I don't have to drive. We drove a little bit further to this town called Lunenburg. When I was researching for our trip, I knew I had to go here because it looked like the cutest little fishing town. Everything was pastel and colorful, and I absolutely had to see it. During our countryside trip, we also visited a spot called Duncan's Cove. We did a short little hike out onto this crazy rock thing. I don't know the term because I'm not from there, but you could overlook the ocean. But we even saw some little baby seals, and it was just super beautiful. As someone who doesn't live by the ocean, I can definitely appreciate it. Continuing our beachy explorations, we also checked out Crystal Crescent Beach, which is actually one of the very few white sand beaches in Nova Scotia. and it was very beautiful. There were some brave souls swimming in that water that day, and even though it was warm, it looked a little chilly. I'm super happy with the photos we got on our little countryside day. Everything from Lunenburg to Duncan's Cove to Crystal Crescent Beach. I am so happy we have those photos to look back on, and I'm definitely enjoying reliving them now. As the day was ending, we headed back to Halifax and we enjoyed a little dinner at Stubborn Goat Beer Garden. I think it's definitely a local fave during the summer because it was packed. On one of our final Halifax days, we woke up super early to go and check out the Halifax Public Gardens. When we arrived, it was so beautiful because it's like a little central park in Halifax. We had the gardens all to ourselves, and it was really neat to be in this little nature area surrounded by a lot of historic buildings. After we shot some photos there, we grabbed a quick breakfast at Black Sheep and then went to find the Halifax Public Library. Coming from Calgary, I was so excited to see Halifax Public Library because we actually just opened a couple of years ago our new Calgary Central Library, which is so beautiful, and so I was really excited to see Halifax's library because I definitely think it rivals Calgary's. It is so white and clean, and just there's so many beautiful angles no matter where you're standing in the library. That afternoon we headed back to Peggy's Cove one last time to try and catch sunset. We didn't go straight to the lighthouse, instead we found this other little trail nearby where you could see the lighthouse from, and we were definitely blessed with some amazing light, even if it was a little bit windy. I feel like we saw a lot of Nova Scotia in the short few days we were there, but I definitely want to head back because I know there is so much more to explore. If you do want to see everywhere we went during our trip that I may not have touched on in this video, I will link our Google map down below. You can actually save it right to your own Google account to reference back anytime. Please like, subscribe, and comment on this video because it really supports my channel, and I can't wait to get out there and travel again really soon. Let me know where the first place is that you are going, and maybe I'll run into you there. Bye!